what's wrong with you, bro? What's really wrong with you? Like, I just asked you to adjust the camera. Like, yo, and for those of y'all out there, y'all don't know, he really came out and did the Akeem WWE Akeem the Dream, like high step, like after he adjusted the camera, he really did the walk over here. And I'm looking at him like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, yo, you okay? Like, yo, like I know my allergies are getting to me in my eye, but I can see that clearly, yo. Like, what's like you really thought you was gonna get away with that without putting that on camera? Like, you lucky the camera's not pointing at you. Yo, let's start. This man is wild, yo. You took something before you came here?
No, I was just.
Nah, you're not allowed to watch the WWE again. You wilding the fuck out right now. Anyway, let's go.
Welcome everybody to TalksToGeeks.com. Reviews from the couch, and today we are going to be talking about the highly anticipated X-Men 97. We've seen, obviously, like everybody else, we have seen episode 1 and 2, and we're going to be discussing this. I just got to say this before we even really get deep into it. Anyone who's a Cyclops fan, man, respect on his name for the action scenes, but we'll get into something else. He still might be a prick, but I'm gonna pass it to Sean real quick, get his impressions first. We're gonna talk about episode 1, then we're gonna talk about episode 2. Sean, what are your thoughts on episode 1?
Okay, well, episode 1, like, I guess, you know what's really crazy? I really think you hear things differently from when you're a child to when you're an adult. So when episode 1 first started, I was vibing like crazy off the theme song. I was just like, and I was just like doing and then, when the episode started, I was excited. And then the dialogue popped up and I'm like, why does everybody sound so like this? What they sounded like in 96, 94, 95, 96. Like, wow, this is like, it felt like bad acting for a second for me. I was like, why does Storm sound like that? Why does Wolverine sound like a like he's way too sarcastic and and it's sarcastic for no reason. Like, I remember him in the series being sarcastic at the right times. So I was like, wow, you definitely listen to a cartoon differently when you're a child than when you're an adult. So I was like, okay. But as the episode went on, I was like, this was really it. It quickly brought me back to it with the action, the introductions of characters. I do like the fact that Morph is not just a character that they use for like when I first saw it, Morph was there, but then he was like a troubled character. And, in the first run of this, he was killed off and you're kind of like, yo, how you going to kill Morph off like that? But with this one, like, he's an integral member and he's fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get into it later, like, Morph, deserves MVP for how he switches to different characters, and the fact that he can use their abilities after he does it is just amazing. But I'm gonna kind of agree with you a little bit, Justin. Like, Cyclops is annoying until he's fighting, until he's in the action scene. Then it's just like, yo, Cyclops is the man. But for me, he was a little whiny and a little dialogue-y, but that was just episode 1. And I was kind of getting a little scared. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was kind of getting a little scared because I was like, did they kind of mess this up? I mean, it's good, but it's not like blowing me out of the water. And then we get into episode 2 and I'm just like, I'm sitting at the edge of my seats. I was like, now this is what I remember, whether I'm a child or an adult. This is what I remember about this cartoon. So, I'm going to kind of say that, they had me on the ropes there for a second with episode 1. It was good, but it didn't blow me away like episode 2 blew me away. So, I'm going to say, like, the writer, the showrunner, everybody did an excellent job with this. Like, this is really good. What were your thoughts?
Well, in regards to episode 1, I really enjoyed episode 1 because this actually takes place right after Professor X's death, and we, as annoying as Cyclops was in this, just being a complete prick. Actually, we watched it twice, and just looking at it from a writer's perspective, Cyclops is hurting. Obviously, this is the way he's dealing with the grief and the death of Professor X. but he does like there's moments in here where he is just overbearing, especially that incident with him and Wolverine when Wolverine was just like, yo, Charles is gone, but don't think you still can't get these claws. And I thought that was just like, yes, somebody's putting Cyclops in his place. And as far as the morph goes, the way they use morphed in here was way better, obviously, than the first, like Sean said, his first run, where they killed him off, they brought him back, and he was like going through this whole trauma of what happened to him and with Mr. Sinister on Genosha and things like that. What happened here is that they made Morph really powerful because not only can he just change into other mutants, but he's using their powers as well, which was like the way he changed into Colossus, Lady Deathstrike, and Sightlock, and he just went off. But we definitely got to talk about that Cyclops hand-to-hand combat with, and then using his Octoblast as well, because that was just some beautiful, stellar animation in the first episode. And what also, I've seen a lot of people like complaining about the original voice actors, or Rogue doesn't really sound the same as she used to. People, they are older now. Like, your voice does change as you enter a little bit.
This is true.
You know, they're not going to have that same range or that same tenor like they did when they were younger. Your voice changes as you enter seniorhood as well. Your voice changes as a teen. Your voice changes, you know, as an adult. So your voice changes a lot. So her voice is not going to be as you remember it fully back in the days. So I you know, just wanted to get that out there because people were just like, oh, the voices are not really how it used to be, but it's the same voice actors. Hello, people age. But as far as episode 2 goes, whew, when we you know, if Morph was MVP for episode 1, Magneto is MVP for episode 2. Cause
facts.
Holy God. Like, there's always been the debate, of course, when it comes to X-Men, of who was right. Is it Professor X or Magneto? This episode right here made me Team Magneto all the way, because the way my man Magneto is actually trying to follow Charles' philosophy, and he just keeps getting reminded of why he might actually, his perspective might be the way all mutants should go. And we have to talk about that scene where he just raised everybody up and he said, don't make me drop you. And it's just like, wow. It was such a beautiful scene, especially now we have Executioner was in there. That was a really good sequence. Like, he was just messing up Cyclops, that battle. Friends of Humanity is back. So for those who are a little concerned, this is step by step, beat for beat. And yes, you did get your previously on X-Men on episode 2. They dropped the ball with episode 1. Don't know why they didn't put it in there. But we did get our previously on X-Men. So it really is beat for beat. X-Men TAS. I love it. The animation is stellar. I thought it looks really good. It's a little mixture animation-wise. I would say a bit of a blend of the last season when it comes to just the way the color is, and a lot of the first season, especially with the character design. So they really did a good job with the animation, use of Sentinels. I mean, the drama is there. It's what you remember. I'm definitely going to give this as a rating, because you know we do our streaming services. We do watch it now, add it to your list, or skip it. This is 100% a watch it now. Definitely watch X-Men 97.
Yeah, and to build on something you said about how everybody is complaining, like, you know, I know one of the complaints was like, oh my God, Gambit looks a little sassy with the shirt he's wearing. And I want to say this, like, have any of you ever read or looked at the comic books or even the original cartoon? Gambit has always been wearing like belly cut shirts, or he's been wearing something kind of like, you know, back in the days, like I'm I'm a Gen Xer. Like, it was like more of a metrosexual look. Yeah. That's what he had. And there was nothing wrong with it. We didn't like judge him or put anything on it. And I feel like a lot of people out there are just looking for ways to like judge stuff. Like for me, it's like the word woke has become like a dog whistle, like more of a racist dog whistle with everybody. So anything is considered woke that's inclusive or different from what everybody else, what the norm is supposed to be, as if they want to say. And I'm being careful about what I'm saying, because a lot of people take everything so literal. What I'm saying is, just watch it for what it is and have fun with it. Like, why are we judging Gambit's clothing or how he looks or what's going on? Like, it's like almost like they're looking for something to bash this show. And I know there are a lot of sites that are names I don't have, but a lot of sites that like to dedicate to this Marvel is so woke, and this is why Marvel is firing all its woke producers and showrunners. I mean, the thing is, like, this is like we need to get back to enjoying the shows and being fans of stuff instead of looking for the worst things or something to complain about with it. I enjoy Gambit. I enjoyed every character that was in there. Like, it brought me back to Saturday morning cartoons. I literally, like, I mean, I'm watching this at like 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm going in there and I grabbed a bowl of cereal and sat down in front of the TV and started watching this and enjoyed it as if I was a teen, just saying, "Hey, this was my show." And to go and to go further in episode 2 with Magneto was the man.
Yeah,
like he was. Like, people also forget that Magneto also, when Charles was on his space odyssey, Magneto was in charge of the school because he was the one that was teaching the New Mutants. And anybody who's read the comic book remembers Fall of the Mutants, and in Fall of the Mutants, Magneto was the one that was responsible for the New Mutants when they went on their adventure and they disobeyed him, and he was very instrumental on how they were guided and to use their powers and everything that went on. And I think what most people have to realize is that Magneto doesn't hate Charles. He just has a different view of how mutants and humans should interact. He believes they're the superior beings, and humans are showing their prejudice by trying to hunt them down, doing so many different things. And he's, yes, he was a terrorist, but he did it for his own people. I mean, there's one scene in the episode after Magneto saves the Morlocks. He says, like, is this what you guys were doing? Like, there were mutants suffering, and all the money and everything you had, you didn't try to help them get out of the situation they were in. And that's what his thing was. So he led them to Genosha, where they'd be safe and avoid, like, going through terrorist acts. So Magneto really is taking a different perspective, and I like where this show is going.
Yeah.
Having Magneto running the school and leading everything, and he had to gain everybody's trust. And that was a deep... Episode 2 is just too deep for everybody to just talk about. You had so much to talk about in episode 2.
Yeah.
And I think it's something everybody should watch. So they did a fantastic job on episode 2, and it really reeled me in. I had to sit back and say, like, to Marvel, you're bringing us back to what we were expecting from you for phase 1, 2, and 3. You're bringing us the stories. You're showing us why we love the Marvel characters, and I have to give you your props on that. Episode 2 was amazing, and everything with Magneto was amazing. And I'm looking forward to the other episodes that come out.
Especially with that twist ending.
Yes, and Morph. And I don't want to say the twist ending. I'll let everybody else who haven't watched it, watch it. But especially the fact that Morph comes in and he was the backup. Morph truly was the backup they just needed to keep everybody out. Runs in as Lady Deathstrike, turns into Colossus, turns into Psylocke. I mean, there were characters that I was so amazed that I remember from the show that he brought back. I mean, like, and let's also give Cyclops the props. When the plane was blowing up and they were falling, like, there was one point I was like, where the hell did Archangel? When was he on the thing? And I was like, oh my God, that's Morph. And Cyclops is staying calm and he's falling. He's like, everybody caught? Okay, no problem. He was like, let's get ready. And he goes into like a Call of Duty straight down dive. And then he hits an optic blast to slow his descent. And I was just like, oh, this is fire. Like, and lands with the typical superhero land. And I was like, that is amazing. Like, you know what? You guys did such an amazing job. And I am happy with this. So I'm going to just say, definitely I'll watch it now. You guys have gotten I've gotten the formula down correctly. And I'm here for it. Let's continue it. Let's see where it goes.
And now that is going to wrap up our review here. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Helps out the channel Helps the channel a lot and helps out the algorithm. And keep it locked here at TacosTheGeeks.com. Check out our UWL. Check out our Essential Anime. And thank you for visiting the TacosTheGeeks.com if you're watching from here. This is Justin and Sean saying, later days. Catch you on the next one. X-Men 97
Peace.
gets a watch now. Peace.